Welcome to Tales of the Beautiful Game. I'm your host, Nkosana Maposa. And today with me on my left, I'm with Rasta Sam. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
And on my right, say Gibson Deti. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right. Today, we're analyzing the Premier League in the 2000s, that decade from 2000 to 2009. There are major events that transpired at that time, which I hope you gentlemen will be able to shed more light, and at least even if it's for the sake of us remembering the good times. And the key things that I have in mind was at that time, the major rivals for the trophy were Arsenal and Man United, right?
Yes, they were.
So, what do you guys remember? What was the most outstanding moment of that rivalry, according to you, Senator?
Definitely the pizza gate.
Pizza gate? What's that? I don't know if a gate made of pizza.
Yeah.
The pizza gate.
Yeah, what happened? It was that game when the unbeaten run came to the Arsenal's famous unbeaten run. That hasn't been the record that hasn't been broken to date. Came to an end.
That 2-0.
Yes. It was a dropping, but it was a controversial game. It was very controversial. There were a lot of fights. What happened there? What happened in that game? Rooney dived to get a penalty.
Did he?
Yeah.
Or it's Arsenal fans who think Rooney dived. What do you think he dived?
I'm a Red Devil fan. He dived and I enjoyed it.
I tell you something.
Yeah.
My brother and I were watching that game, and he's an Arsenal supporter. So Arsenal lost. After he spent 1 week, we didn't see him outside.
Yeah, it's a football thing. If you are not a football fan, you won't understand that. There's this kind of support on football teams that you find people not even being able to eat, and then you don't understand it if you're a football fan.
So what caused Pizza to go to Ferguson's? Is it face suit?
Yes, to his face. It was some altercation at the tunnel after the game. Pizza flew, through the pizza, but it hit Ferguson's face. So it was in the tunnel. In that match, Vieira was sent off.
Okay.
They say Rooney riled him up and went to him and told him that I dived to get that penalty.
So Vieira
after what's his name? The number 2, the famous number 2 for Manchester United, Gary Neville had committed a clear penalty foul that was not given on Henry. And then when it was Rooney's dive, the referee immediately pointed to this. There was Howard Webb. I don't know. It was not Howard Webb.
No, it wasn't Howard Webb.
But they say Howard Webb was a Manchester United.
That's hearsay. Oh, Sam, this rivalry was we had famous characters. For example, you had Thierry Henry fighting with Ruud van Nistelrooy for the top goal scorer, and you had Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira in midfield, and then there was also drama involving Gary Neville and all. This fixture, this rivalry between Arsenal and United was never smooth. Was never kind. They didn't like each other.
Exactly. I remember Gary Neville was in the tunnel. Vieira wanted to assault him. He ran back to the dressing room. He told Roy Keane. Roy Keane took it to his sleeve because he was the big man. He took it to Vieira, said, "You wanted to beat my boy. Come to your size." That's how amazing how it was.
It was even personal.
It was so personal, that thing. And to respect to Wenger was playing with flair. Ferguson wasn't playing with flair. He was playing.
He was only playing to win.
He was playing to
So
win.
Wenger was playing football. Ferguson was playing dirty mind games.
Yeah, that's what we are. Yeah, that's
The
what
devils.
We are for winning.
Yes,
We don't brag about our
Beautiful.
unbeaten runs or beautiful football. We brag about it.
But look, we only have the golden. We have the only golden trophy.
That's freaking. All right.
And again, excluding this conference, what this new cup that is in Europe.
Oh, the Conference Cup.
Yes, that's the only cup we don't have. All the cups, we took them. That's how we do.
All right, let's leave United alone, and let's leave this Arsenal thing alone. Tell me about Fergie's retirement. What do you think?
Ferguson had a gentleman's agreement with Van Gaal. Remember, he was a fan for Van Gaal, what he did with the Ajax 1996. Onwangu Kanu, Van der Sar, or Papangita were playing for that Ajax. Those youngsters who won the Champions League. So they're similar. They were old school. They believed in grooming from grassroots, like Wenger, to the old school coaches to the first team. So he thought if he can leave it with Van Gaal, Manchester will be on good hands. But there was one hiccup Ferguson had. He had only won one Champions League. He realized that no, I can't resign. We're being a United fan just with one Champions League.
So
it will look like a fluke. So Champions League became a holy grail, like Ferguson said. He came back to win the Champions League. When he won it, then in 2008, he had to overtake Liverpool. He promised that he did in 1986. When he came in, he said, they asked him, what do you want to do? He said, no, I want to overtake.
I want to knock them off their
Off the
FF page.
Yeah, from the top, which he did.
Okay.
After doing that, he resigned. The way he resigned, he didn't resign nicely. He left us with a mediocre team.
Okay, but that's not within the range we are talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ferguson, that's also, I've read somewhere that they wanted Ericsson now to come and take over, and Ferguson and Ericsson were bitter enemies, stuff. I guess we'll never know what really transpired.
Sven Goran Eriksson.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted him to take over, but they didn't like each other. Because Ericsson is Scandinavian. Scandinavians they speak their minds, they're like Dutch.
They hot-headed. All right. Do you remember when Roman first came, how he changed everything? He first came to buy Chelsea, and then suddenly we started having certain big names coming.
Roman Abramovich. Yes. Chelsea was an Everton of today's Everton, like what Everton is today. Everton is not a very, very small team, but they are not a big team. So Chelsea was like that when Abramovich arrived in 2004, and suddenly we saw big players coming to Chelsea, and Chelsea immediately competing for top honors. Yes.
Do you agree like Everton? I think more like Spurs.
No. Even Everton and Spurs will be insulting Chelsea. Bear in mind, in the 90s, I saw them winning FA Cup.
Yeah.
When did Everton and your so-called Spurs win FA
So they were
Cup?
like Arsenal.
Because you know what? Yeah, they're like the Arsenal now, not the Spurs. Point of correction. Arsenal in the last
anyone can
close
win
to 20
the FA
years,
Cup.
in the last 18 years, Arsenal hasn't won the EPL. So is Everton. Bear in mind, Everton last won the EPL, I think, in 1989. When and again they haven't won FA Cup. I don't remember them winning even the League Cup.
They haven't even gone to the Champions League.
The only thing they've won is the League Cup. As much as a big team, League
They
Cup.
have won League Cup under who?
I think it's some of they said 2007. I googled. I don't remember.
Okay.
Everton.
No,
Spurs.
Spurs. I think 2007.
I don't remember Spurs winning the trophy.
Yeah, I think it's.
It was still called the Carling Cup.
Yeah, I think they won it somewhere there.
I don't remember them. Yeah, but the Carabao, they call it the Carabao now. The
Yeah.
Carabao is,
Okay, let's
is
go
a
back to Roman. Roman came strategic at the strategic time. When Wenger and the board...
2003, ne?
Yeah, exactly. 2000. It came, I think, at the fall of... Yeah, it was something like about... it was 2002, summer of 2002,
okay.
when he bought a team. It was being coached by Ranieri.
Yeah.
So when he came, it was strategic. When Arsenal, I think they took a loan from a bank to build the Emirates. So that time, Wenger and the board were more concentrating on what, on building
the stadium.
The stadium. Chelsea came in that time. They came with money. By so doing, they took over London.
They took power.
Yeah, so the Gunners were so occupied in building what this majestic Emirates. Ranieri only coached One season, I think he finished second. It was the first time Ferguson finished number 3 when Ranieri became number 2. It was like a little bit of a depression for United. In his first season, I think the Invisibles.
That was the
2003.
Invincible season, yes.
The
2003,
Invisible.
2004, yes.
Yeah, I think to make my correction, you're right. It was 2003 because he only Roman, he only was number 2 his first season.
And
The
then he
second
left.
season, it was the first for
Jose
Mourinho.
Mourinho.
The
Special
special
one.
one, won it and defended the league.
Yeah, Jose Mourinho had just won the Champions League with Porto.
He just won. I think it was a treble in Portugal.
Yeah.
So,
The special one. Let's talk about the special one. What did he bring to the Premier League?
he brought character.
Did you think so?
Yeah, I think so. You see, the original Jose Mourinho was a fantastic coach. I'm not
The
talking about-
original. There's
Yes.
no fake one.
Yeah, there's a fake one of the post 2010 era. Yeah, that Jose Mourinho had faded. Yeah, he was finished. You see, when Jose Mourinho first came to the EPL, you could bet your last cent. There were games he was never going to lose.
Like United.
There were games, there were games that you knew Jose Mourinho is not going to lose. When was the Gerrard slip? Which year was that?
2000.
No, it was a post.
after.
It was post 2010. It was in 2000. This is the
That's his
first-
second era.
It was 2013, 2014.
So yeah, but that one. But
No,
at
but-
that time
but Jose-
he still had it then.
But Jose came with drama. That's one thing.
Yeah, drama
Because the
is
first
part
thing
of-
he appeared like he's praising Ferguson and then he insulted him.
Yeah.
Then
That's
he
what was
attacked
always
Wenger. He
doing.
called Wenger a voyeur. You remember?
Yeah.
No, Wenger was commenting about, you know what a voyeur is?
Yeah.
Kind of a peeping Tom.
Yeah.
So Wenger was commenting about Chelsea.
Training.
So then Jose described him like a neighbor who watches his neighbor sunbathing with his wife. So, yeah, Jose Mourinho was like that. I sometimes I didn't like him, but sometimes he brought flair and that much needed faith in it.
I think it's.
In the EPL.
I'll put my head on the block here and say it's probably Jose Mourinho who made men addicted to Premier Soccer League.
No,
Because of the drama that he
there are
caused.
people. There are people of our age. You look at me and same. We were already
Addicted.
addicted to the PSL.
We
Because
addicted
if someone
as
tells
early
me,
90s.
You
for
got
exa-
more addicted.
for example, our director Vusi is almost my age. He supports Chelsea. Where was he when we were supporting Arsenal and when Arsenal and Manchester United were the only teams there? You cannot tell me there is someone of age who supports Manchester City.
No, he was supporting Liverpool.
He's a Liverpool. And those
If
that
not-
support
if
and
not
those of
Nottingham
our age,
Forest, even Nottingham Forest.
and those that are our age and support Liverpool, like Umko, you know Umko Lisinobe? Yeah, my friend Umko. He supports Liverpool. He was following his dad, or
He's inherited.
Alright.
or he just came back when Liverpool came back from the dead.
all right, you guys. Because I'm thinking one word: fact
Yeah.
in my head. What does that remind you of? It's a fact. Referees favor Manchester United. It's a fact. You don't remember that press conference?
Yeah, it's a fact.
But I'll beg
You
to
don't remember
differ.
Rafa Benitez's press conference?
Yeah, Rafa
when
was
they were
right.
favourites
It's a
to
fact.
win-
It's a
When
fact.
they were favourites to win the league, I think they were leading or something, and then
We stole the league from them.
But
They drew
again,
4 times.
They
drew 4
again,
games.
that was that was the thing about Ferguson. You know, Ferguson defended an entire season with West Brown and won the league.
West Brown was a very good defender.
No.
Don't get it. Go watch his clips. West Brown and John O'Shea were very good defenders.
What happened after they left United?
They won the Champions.
No, they were.
What happens is you build a team not based on stars. You
Yeah,
build a
that's
team
what I'm
that
saying.
stars
That's
can-
the admonition.
Can a red devil answer you?
Yeah.
You know what Ferguson said? He said it's not about talent that wins. It's certain characteristics, mentality.
discipline.
So Ferguson was signing resilient fighters, like Mourinho. Look at that Chelsea; they were fighters. Didier Drogba, he was a fighter. He was never a
Terry.
top goal scorer,
Lampard.
but was scoring important goals. Remember the night in Bayern
Yeah.
when Chelsea thought they were out, Drogba rose and scored. Remember?
Yes.
Even he took the winning penalty. It was the mentality. Wenger had the most talented team, but remember, that night, 2006, the Champions League was theirs. But look at Henry. He had a chance to make it 2-0. When he missed the target.
Barcelona went good.
And again, also, you guys, that game, it was a controversial defeat for Arsenal. Arsenal, whenever they got a wrong
decision. The decision doesn't favor them. Yeah, exactly. That's
but
true.
United, if you do them bad, that's when they are
You
motivated.
give them, you motivate
Even
them.
Chelsea, if you do them bad, remember.
Mourinho's Chelsea.
The Mourinho's Chelsea, if you did them,
That's
even
what-
contest Chelsea.
That's what
If
I
you
like about.
If you provoke them, that's when you get the best out of them.
Yeah, that's what
Like
I like
snakes.
about.
If you provoke the
That's
snake,
what I see
you get
different
the
about
best.
Arteta's Arsenal, because you cannot be hard done by one decision and then you lose the game and you lose your season.
Okay. All right.
They were hard done
Arteta will
against
see.
United.
Arteta will see. Arteta will
That
see.
denial
That
for
goal, yeah.
that goal, it killed them.
Arteta will see. Arteta will say, okay, guys, let's deal about the rise of EPL teams in the Champions League in that phase. What do you think, Poprel? Do you think Man United winning it in 1919 made everyone want to win the Champions League?
The Champions League, before the turn of the century, the English teams didn't consider it a very important thing. They just viewed it as a ceremonial trophy for
You
European
mean
teams.
like Carabao?
Yeah, I know.
That conference.
Yeah, but it had some legal significance, but it had some significance that I know I won in Europe. But post 99, what happened? Even the sponsorship changed, and it became very lucrative because the only thing that was talked about, that was an amazing feat for a coach, was winning the double, the FA and the league. But now, once the Champions League became prestigious, the English teams started even aiming top four, knowing that it's a money spinner now. So look, the English teams, when they realized that now we have another league, a very serious league to compete in. Did you know that from 2005 to 2013, it was only twice that there was no English team in the final.
Serious?
Yes. Because 2005, Liverpool won it.
Liverpool won it.
2006,
Arsenal
Gunners were
lost.
robbed in the final. 2007,
United fans saying the Gunners were robbed.
yeah, I know.
So we're robbed indeed.
It's 2007, AC Milan revenged on
Liverpool
2008, the Red Devils
versus Chelsea.
2009,
Red Devils and
Ferguson undermined Guardiola.
and lost.
And
He
lost.
experimented, Guardiola beat him. 2010, I believe,
Chelsea. It's Chelsea.
2010, it was Inter Milan versus Bayern.
So
That's when it was,
Mourinho won it.
yeah.
2011, United went for the last time.
Yeah,
This time we were outclassed by Barcelona.
Yes.
Then 2012, Didier
was-
Drogba, he stole the night.
So 2013, that's the second one.
2013, Bayern, I think it was wasn't it all Germany?
Oh, Germany.
It was.
Dortmund.
It's the 2014 one was all Spanish. The
2013 was all
German.
German, were not there.
Oh.
2014, all Spanish. Then, let me say, Liverpool was the other team that reached the final. When they were beaten Salah.
By Madrid.
By Madrid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then they won it again, and all English final against the Spurs, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Then it went to Bayern, I think so. Huh? In lockdown, in COVID period, it went to Bayern. Then I think Madrid.
Madrid versus Liverpool again.
Yeah, Madrid. I think they took it. Huh?
Yeah.
Then Liverpool beat
Spurs.
No, it's Chelsea. It was Chelsea. Chelsea took it. It was the last English team to take it.
So that shows it from 2000 in the mid 2000s.
We can say maybe 5 seasons, not an English team. The rest of them.
Yeah.
And let's say in the last 15
since 2005
5
up to
now,
today, maybe only 5 times.
6
the
times
English
the
team-
rest.
the
English
English team missed the
was
final.
in the final.
So that is the period that the Champions League became a go-to cup for the English teams. So that's when they began to take it serious. And even the coaches who arrived, they will be told that no,
We
man,
want the Champions League.
we want the Champions League, we want top 4.
Okay.
For to add on to that, that's why Van Gaal was fired.
Because
He won the FA Cup. If it was before that period, he was not going to be fired.
All right, but that's outside our scope. I think we need to do another one from 2010 going forward, right? Because you guys seem to still having information to churn out.
I will have less to say. I'll only talk about FA Cups.
Because you've won more FA Cups.
Yeah, because that's when we won 4.
All right, gentlemen. I think let's call this one a day. Viewers, thank you for being part of us, sharing and remembering things that used to excite us, that still excite us, that will continue exciting us. I'm your host, Nkosana Maposa. I say to you, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Gentlemen, we'll see each other again when you're doing the next one.
All right.
Bye-bye,
Thank
ciao.